Honorable members, I now move to the next item, which, as I indicated, is a formal communication from me. And this communication is on the passage of the Human Sexual Rights and Family Values Bill 2025. Please, I need your utmost attention. Honorable members, you have to read the standing orders again. Read it carefully about use of telephones in the House. And note in particular the periods when the Speaker is communicating. You are lowering your own esteem and that of the House. Honorable members, I decided to make this statement on the passage by the House on Friday, 29th May 2026, of the Human Sexual Rights and Family Values Bill 2025. At the outset, I wish to commend Ghanaians for the broad support to the effort of our traditional, religious, and civil society leaders to introduce a more comprehensive law capable of addressing the changing dynamics of human sexual rights and family values. In particular, I commend all the bipartisan sponsors of the bill in the House, members of the committee that considered the bill, and all persons who have contributed to the legislative process. The bill addresses matters that touch deeply on the moral convictions, cultural values, constitutional principles, and social aspirations of our nation. It is therefore not surprising that it has attracted widespread public attention and significant parliamentary interest. Honorable members, the records of the House of Friday, 29th May 2026, indicate that the bill was taken through the consideration stage and thereafter read the third time and passed by the House the same day. Although I wasn't the presiding officer that day, as the Speaker, I remain, by virtue of my office, the custodian of the institutional integrity, procedural sanctity, and dignity of Parliament. In that regard, I consider it my duty to draw the attention of the House to certain concerns which have since arisen regarding the manner in which the final stages of the bill were conducted. Honorable members, Order 24 of the Standing Orders requires the Speaker of Parliament to uphold the honor, dignity, and sanctity of the House, to promote consensus on matters under consideration in the House, be impartial, fair, and firm in every matter in the performance of the functions of the Speaker, and to protect and preserve the rights of members. It is in the discharge of these responsibilities that I make this statement. Honorable members, concerns relating to the application and effect of Orders 170, 171, and 172 of the Standing Orders of the House have been raised. Order 172 requires that amendments agreed to during consideration stage of a bill be captured accurately, appropriately, and incorporated into the bill. Order 173 further provides that at the end of the consideration stage of a bill, the clerk shall cause to be incorporated in the bill the amendments agreed to by the House, where practicable, and make available the amended bill to members before the third reading of the bill. Order 171 provides a further safeguard by permitting a member immediately before third reading to move that the bill passes through a second consideration, either wholly or in respect of a particular part or parts of the bill, or some proposed new clause or new schedule. Order 172 sub Order 1 also states that, and I quote, where a bill has passed through the consideration stage, the third reading shall not be taken until at least one sitting day has elapsed, unquote. Honorable members, while the House possesses the power under Order 3 to suspend any standing order with the leave of the House, it did not do so this time. The purpose underlying orders 170, 171, and 172 is clear. These provisions exist to ensure that members are afforded a meaningful opportunity to know with certainty the exact text of a bill upon which they are called to take a final legislative decision, and to permit adequate reflection before the House finally commits itself to a legislative position. In the aftermath of the proceedings of the House on Friday, concerns have been raised as to whether the final text of the bill, incorporating all amendments agreed to during the consideration stage, was available to members in a manner that enabled them to fully appreciate the exact form of the final bill before the third reading and ultimate passage into law. I have also taken note of concerns expressed by some honorable members that amendments adopted during the consideration stage did not reflect the position taken by the committee, as stated in the conclusion of the committee's report, to which, and I quote, the committee, having carefully considered the bill, unanimously recommends, unquote, its passage to the House. Unanimously recommends its passage to the House. Neither did the proceedings of that day convey the unanimity nor bipartisan understanding upon which the bill was initially promoted and deliberated upon. Whether or not these concerns raised on the floor and the public discourse are ultimately justified is not for the Speaker to determine. There are, however, concerns that go to the heart of parliamentary consensus and the confidence of the people and members in the legislative process. Honorable members, the Human Sexual Rights and Family Values Bill 2025 and its implications on the LGBTQ plus issue is a global concern. Therefore, the eye of the world is upon this Parliament, the Parliament of Ghana. What we do here must be able to withstand any legal and constitutional challenges that are sure to come. The bill has from its inception being presented to the nation as a bipartisan legislative initiative. Such bipartisan cooperation represents Parliament at its finest. It demonstrates to the people of Ghana that notwithstanding political differences, members of Parliament are capable of uniting around matters which they consider to be of national importance. It is therefore my considered view that a legislation of this magnitude ought, as far as practicable, to command not merely the numerical support of a majority of members, but also the broad confidence of the House regarding both its substance, and the process by which it was adopted. What is right must be done rightly. Honorable members, I call on Parliament to rely on the provisions of motions and the conventions of this House to go back to this historic and important bill and reconsider it in the way that is truly bipartisan to conform with the convictions and confidence of our people, the initiators of the bill. For the avoidance of doubt, my concern is that legislation of such profound national importance should proceed on a foundation of broad parliamentary support, bipartisan cooperation, and scrupulous adherence to the procedures established by the Constitution and the standing orders of Parliament. The legitimacy, credibility, and enduring authority of any law depend not only on the objective sought to be achieved, but also in the integrity of the process by which the law is enacted. Procedural law is as equally important as substantive law. Honorable members, converse and go out and on TV and radio misinform Ghanaians again. I'm taking note of all that. That's why I initially said read the standing orders on when the Speaker is making a statement. You listen to the Speaker in silence. You don't form groups and be making conversations. Clerk, be gone. Indeed, this statement is consistent with my obligation under Order 24B of the Standing Orders to promote consensus on matters under consideration in the House. It is with this conviction that I invite honorable members to reflect on whether further consideration of this matter may better secure the confidence, unity, collective ownership of the bill, and respect of our faith, laws, and passion of the nation. Accordingly, I respectfully appeal to honorable members to reflect carefully upon the issues raised and to consider in the larger national interests the bipartisan character of the bill, the unity of the House and the nation, and the need to maintain the highest standards of procedural integrity to revisit its decision on the third reading of the bill to permit a reconsideration of the final text of the bill and any amendments thereto. Such a course, if adopted by the House, would not be an abandonment of the bill, nor a rejection of its objectives. Rather, it will represent a reaffirmation of Parliament's commitment to due process, fidelity to the Constitution, consensus building, transparency, and legislative certainty. It will ensure that any final decision taken by the House reflects not only the will of Parliament, but also the fullest support of Ghanaians in the law that is ultimately enacted. Honorable members, I remain confident that honorable members will approach this matter with wisdom, patriotism, mutual respect, and a shared commitment to the integrity of our parliamentary democracy and the dignity of this House. With this, I thank you for your attention. Honorable members, we now move to item 4. This is a formal communication, so there are no comments. I've just been handed over a message, and that message is from His Excellency the President. It was dated 28th May 2026. It reads, Right Honorable Speaker, absence from Ghana. In accordance with Article 59 of the 1992 Constitution of the Republic of Ghana, I write to formally notify you of my intention to travel outside the country on Friday, 29th May 2026, to participate in the Ghana Investment Summit and 12th Africa debate scheduled to take place in London from 31st May to 3rd June 2026. Following this engagement, I'll depart London on 5th June 2026 for Minsk, Belarus, for an official state visit at the invitation of His Excellency Alexander Lukashenko, President of the Republic of Belarus, from 5th to 9th June 2026. I'll return to Ghana on 9th June 2026. In my absence, the Vice President, Professor Nana Jane Opoku Agyemang, shall perform my duties in accordance with Article 68 of the Constitution. Signed, John Dramani Mahama. May we now take correction of votes and proceedings and official reports. Honorable members, we'll start with the votes and proceedings of Monday, 1st June 2026. Page 1. Page 2. Page 3. Page 4. Page 5. Page 6. Page 7. Page 8. Honorable members, in the absence of any corrections, the votes and proceedings of a sixth sitting dated Monday, 1st June 2026 is adopted as a true record of proceedings. I have copies of 2 official reports dated Friday, 2nd May 2026 and Tuesday, 26th May 2026. Honorable members, any corrections? Honorable members, in the absence of any corrections, the official report of Friday, 22nd May 2026 and Tuesday, 26th May 2026 are hereby adopted as the true records of proceedings. Honorable members, my attention is drawn to the fact that I have to receive some of the August visitors coming to join us in the conference tomorrow. And my colleagues, speakers coming from various countries, will have to be received by me. That is the courtesy, the protocols involved in this matter. They've been doing the same to me when I visit them. So, with your kind permission, I will call on the First Deputy Speaker to take the chair. There are a few things that he has to do with you, particularly taking questions and laying some papers, if any. Honorable members, please, you can see that my mood today is not as usual. I expect us to take our business more seriously than we've been doing. That's why you may not find my smiles again these few days, because we have to inject strict discipline, even if it means that you refer to me as a dictator. Sometimes it's very good to dictate. Please, we should take our business more seriously than we are doing, because of its impact on the lives of the people we represent. The same should be extended to my deputy speakers. They represent me when I'm unable to take the chair. Don't take it as a joke. So please, First Deputy Speaker, take the chair.